Taurus, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. Don't mind the frizzy, fuzzy hair. It's extra fluffy today in this particular area, and it's kind of distracting me. But anyway, Taurus, hi. Welcome to your monthly intuitive messages for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter. Or if you're a Taurus stellium, you're just drawn to Taurus energy, or you're following readings for the full moon eclipse that we just had in Taurus, or you're cross-watching, or you just went, ooh, a reading, yay, whatever. Hi, welcome. We're going to go ahead and get into it, but just know that there's a part 2 over on Patreon and Vimeo for your convenience. These messages are general and timeless, so take them as they resonate for you. And if it's not resonating, then it's just not your read, and that's okay. Taurus, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I was actually the only thing they were showing me was a Queen of Pentacles. So my guides communicate to me in all kinds of ways, very visually, auditorily. I get messages in all kinds of ways of channels, I'll put it that way. But they were showing me the Queen of Pentacles card, and it was that was kind of all they had to say. It was Queen of Pentacles, and it felt very one-tracked mind is how it felt. It felt like a very linear focus, almost like you're putting all your time and energy into the focus of Queen of Pentacles. Some of you guys, this is a person outside of you that you're in a relationship with, or a family member, or they're in your environment. I think most of you, though, this is an energy you're trying to embody for yourself or get in the energy of for yourself. And it's this energy of sitting pretty. There's also something about it that feels very sitting like, and we'll traverse that, because some of you guys it might just be that you are sitting and researching and reflecting. Some of you guys, it could just be that and coming out of that energy, but it's all in the realm of trying to be the Queen of Pentacles or focusing on a Queen of Pentacles. To me, it feels like your focus is on stability and consistency. Yeah, stability and consistency. But again, it keeps having this feeling of sitting pretty, you want to sit pretty. You want to get to a place where certain ways that make you feel stable, or certain things that help you to feel stable in life, are so stable, you don't even have to think about it. That's what I'm kind of getting with you. That's your goal in a way. And it doesn't have to be you. This could be somebody in your environment, like I mentioned before. But that's what I'm getting with the Queen of Pentacles, sitting literally on a throne of vines and slowly waiting for the vines to grow to bear fruit. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. It doesn't mean you're not doing anything. Like I said, you could just be, being very disciplined, not rigid. Thank you. It's what is that word? Disciplined in reflecting on these things and understanding these things and maybe making plans for these things, so that once you put time and energy into whatever that is for you, it can start to bear fruit and give back to you, and then you can have that source of stability in a way that you don't got to think about it. Some of you, this is health related. I want to make that very clear. Some of you, this is about health. Some of you, this is about finances. Some of it is about work, but it does feel like it's very much in the realm of money and financial things, or again, what gives you stability in your life. That's kind of what I'm getting for you guys. But let's go ahead and get started on some cards. I'm going to start with these. Why is my camera shaking so much? I'm sorry, guys. I'm not used to it shaking like that. The Spellcasting Oracle, and let's get started. Taurus. It's an earthquake. What's going on? I don't know what that's about. Okay. Taurus. If you're focusing on a person, Taurus, I feel like if you're focusing on a person, I feel like there's two groups of you there. If this Queen of Pentacles is a person in your life, some of you, it's you want them to be the Queen of Pentacles. You want to help them get to a state of being a Queen of Pentacles where they can sit pretty in their life, whether you're a contributing factor of that or you're just supporting them in their journey of getting there. Others of you, you're dealing with somebody who really likes to sit pretty, but maybe that doesn't allow you to sit pretty. There's an interesting group going on there for my Taurians. Anyway, any messages or insights for Taurus? Again, there's a part 2 on Patreon and Vimeo, just so I forgot it. I think I said it, but I don't remember, so I'm saying it now. Taurus. Yeah, they just keep showing me Queen of Pentacles. That's all they keep showing me, Queen of Pentacles. Any messages or insights for Taurus? Am I taking these? No. Thank y'all. Pretty cut and dry. Career. You know why that's there. You know why that's there. So Taurus, whether you're focusing on a Queen of Pentacles or you want to be the Queen of Pentacles, your career, and I really want to say finances too, are being affected by this. They're at the forefront of this. If you're focusing on another person, some of you that actually may be this balancing act you're trying to play with how much you can invest in your career versus a relationship or a friendship or a family member. Like I can feel some of that. Like I heard square. They talk to me in all kinds of interesting ways. It's like that's an astrology term. Um, yeah, like the energy of a square, like tension and challenge, and like I want to do this or go here, but I'm devoted here, but I want to sit pretty, but you want to sit pretty. So some of you guys, there's actually some conflict going on there within a particular relationship, or many, or potentially many relationships, because you want to focus on your career, your personal standing, so you can be the Queen of Pentacles. I just keep coming back to that message for a lot of you. And for others of you where there's no relationships involved, really, it's just about getting focused on this. It's just about getting really focused on that and cultivating that so that you can sit pretty and not have to think about it, not have to worry about it. It's like you're building the legs of the table. It's like you envision this beautiful dinner and all the foods, all the things, all the decor, and you're like, I need a table first. Oh shit, I need to get wood first. Like you're kind of at that stage on, like some of you it's like that. It's like I want the fancy dinner. Before I can have the fancy dinner, I need to know how to cook the dinner. I need to know what foods to get. Before that, I need to get a tablecloth. Before that, I need a table. Oh shit, I need to build the table now. Like it's some of you it's that extensive of like of planning kind of going on here. Ooh, big stack. My heart raced a little on this one. Yeah, it's like butterflies. Adrenaline just came in with these cards. We have courage with trust and travel. Something about that feels exciting, but almost a little scary at the same time. Yeah, it's all like adrenaline. Like my heart's kind of racing a little bit. My stomach kind of dropped, but it's like, but it's exciting, but it's also a little scary. It's also a little scary. Some of you guys are going to have to venture into territory that makes you a little anxious, okay? Makes you a little anxious. Um, it just feels big. It almost has this feeling of like, is that bigger than me? You know, it's kind of got that vibe. It's kind of got that vibe. Some of you, this is something that you've had on your mind or your heart or your soul for a long time, and it has seemed bigger than you, but it doesn't have to be bigger than you. That's kind of the energy we're entering, where it's like, that doesn't have to be bigger than me. I can handle it. I can do that. I can embrace that. I can be open to that. But there's very much a being very grounded and practical and formulating a plan of expansion, a plan of expanding your own stability. The trust card, though, I feel a lot of anxiety on that trust card, especially with courage being right there with it. You could actually have to travel when the travel card comes out. I feel like it's much more about expansion of your stability. Interesting, the moon and the stars really standing out to me. That's just reminding me of the eclipse because the moon was in Taurus and Jupiter was really close to it. So like when you looked up at the moon for the first 2 days of the full moon energy, like Jupiter was like right there. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. Some of you guys could actually have to travel as a result of this or move as a result of this. I'm hearing leaving home. I just heard leaving home, and some of y'all do not want to leave home. I know, Taurus, you are homebodies. I get it. I get it. It's just your vibe. Yeah, it feels like leaving the nest. It does. It's a weird energy. It's not a weird energy. It's an intense energy. Some of you have to be brave to leave the nest. Some of you have to be brave to leave something very familiar and very comfortable and very safe. And it's like, but it's for the purpose of like a more predictable sense of safety, if that makes any sense. I'm trying to think of an example here. Like, let's say what you want to support you in the long term requires you to go to a different location, or requires you to be around different people, or requires lifestyle changes, right? And you know it's going to give you stability like for years to come, but it requires you to leave what you've known. Maybe it requires you to move. Maybe it requires you to give up some coping mechanisms. Maybe it requires you to get away from people that you've been around for years, or maybe your whole life. Right? Maybe some of you guys is like literally like leaving family, right? There's something about that that's really scary and like can provide and gives a little anxiety. but it's actually going to benefit you in the long term, and you know it. And you know it. And you know it. Any other messages or insights for Taurus? Strong Leo energy here too. So you could have Leo in your chart, you could be dealing with a Leo. I would also pay attention when the moon is in Leo, which is soon, because it's soon. I want to say it's soon. I'm recording this on the 1st. It's soon. It's soon. And then beauty. This very clearly, believing you can actually do this. Because it landed on this. Believing you can actually do that. Believing that the stability you want, whatever that Queen of Pentacles is, that you are focusing on for yourself. Again, this like very much a long-term plan. Believing you can do it. Believing it's for you. Some of you, I'm getting a skill with the beauty card. Like some of you, it's actually about cultivating specific skills or talents. Again, Leo energy. Also getting Libra, Leo, Libra. Cultivating, I will look at those houses. Sorry, so much information. Taurus, I would look at those houses for you, wherever your house of Leo and house of Libra sit. Look to see what's going on there as far as like your natal planets against the transits. We do have some Libra energy still because Venus is in Libra. Is that all that's in Libra? That might be all that's in Libra right now. Anyway, I'm sorry, coming back. Because I keep getting that Leo, Libra, 5th house energy too. There's something about cultivating talent and skill that's a part of putting the table together. Some of you need to be brave enough and believe enough in your own talents and skills to do this, and that's kind of the key. Overall, we do have home, yeah, and prosperity. Home and prosperity. Again, cultivating that sense of stability, cultivating that long-term sense of security with prosperity and home being there. It's exactly everything that I'm talking about. Like this is basically the energy of what the Queen of Pentacles does. The Queen of Pentacles nurtures abundance and prosperity and stability and security. That's what she does. The King of Pentacles provides it. The Queen of Pentacles nurtures it, helps it to grow, helps it to expand, maintains it. Interesting. All right, Taurus, let's move on. I'm actually going with the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal deck here, and then we will go into part 2. Any messages or insights? Woo! For Taurus pertaining to this spread. Some of you are going to have to put boundaries down with people. That's coming very clear. I mean, actually, they're showing me the lion with that. Again, this like reference to Leo keeps coming up in your reading. Harness your inner lion, your inner Leo. I almost wanted to say Lyra. Interesting. Harness your inner roar. So some of you need to set boundaries with certain people so that you have the space and leeway to put this first. To put that first so that you can prioritize the long-term goal of that, of prosperity and home. And the avenue, the lubricant, so to speak, is you having the courage and the knowing that you can and it is for you. And some of you need to cultivate certain talents and skills in order to pull this off as well. But brave enough to do that. And for some of you, it's actually brave enough to leave the familiar or what you've identified as home in order to cultivate a stronger sense of home and stability. Okay. But I can't. Oh, they're really bringing it up though. Yeah, some of you have certain people or person that you need to set boundaries with to do this. And you got to use the roar of the lion is what you keep saying. Any messages or insights for Taurus? Any messages or insights for Taurus? Any messages or insights for Taurus? Fish. Follow where the river's flowing. Thank you. Because normally this is like my surrender to the energy flow card. But they said where the water's taking you is kind of how they put it. Like literally, like the river's going a certain direction and it's pulling you somewhere. You got to follow that. You got to follow that. And it landed here. Follow where the river is flowing. Let it take you to where you're supposed to go. Anything else for Taurus? Am I taking these? Yeah. Every time the vulture comes out, it's like, whoa. Even though the tiger comes out, it's like, whoa. Vulture is death magic. That's Scorpio to me, while tiger is Queen of Wands energy, fire and passion. It's interesting, right? Because I keep getting Queen of Pentacles with you over here. And here, what's coming out as key, as lubricant, so to speak, of prioritizing this now to prioritize this for the long term requires the fire. You want to be a Queen of Pentacles? You want to focus on Queen of Pentacles? You're starting with Queen of Pentacles. You're going to end with Queen of Pentacles. But to get there, you also need Queen of Wands energy. You need fire. You need drive. You need confidence. You need the ability to go where you haven't gone before, so to speak. To get up out of the chair is kind of how it's coming through too. Because they keep getting a sitting energy. Like, nothing wrong with sitting and planning. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's something that requires action on your part. Like, you're being taken in a certain direction and you know it. In order to do this, in order to pull off prosperity and home, you have to go a certain path and you know it and you want to follow it. Vulture with tiger means that there's some changes that are going to be happening as a result of this, and it requires you to be courageous. It requires you to be very active. It also requires you to not lose focus on your passion. It's interesting that we have the lion out here with courage and keep getting Leo energy, because that's King of Wands, and then my Queen of Wands card coming out with that too. So the tiger also represents spiritual awakening, and it's a sense of awareness. But to me, it really is just this awareness of your own power. Yeah, awareness of your own power, belief in your own power. Again, very much key to that. So you want the Queen of Pentacles, you want to end up as the Queen of Pentacles or helping the Queen of Pentacles, you need fire to do it. I keep getting the roar. The roar, the roar, the roar. You need your roar, Taurus, to do this. I know you're a bull. I know you're a bull, but you need your roar, okay? You need your roar to do this. You need your passion and confidence in your skills, in your talents, and in what you're doing to do this. And to just do what needs to be done, really. Any other messages? I'll show you guys in a second. Any other messages or insights for Taurus regarding this spread? And then we'll get into part 2. Any other messages or insights regarding this spread? Ooh, there's a lot of seeing going on. Seeing, not singing. Seeing going on here. Yeah. Dragon and Owl just came out. Both of these cards speak to seeing through the veil. Both of these energies of the dragon and the owl speak to seeing through the veil, seeing through the ego, seeing very clearly what you want and the path that it requires of you. Being very real about it. Dragon is also solar plexus energy. Again, this sense of fire. You need your fire. You need the fire and you need your roar. The owl coming out is very much like high priestess energy. And in this deck, it actually also speaks to a reward coming. Or some sort of, positive boon coming as the result of all of this as well. Keep your eye on the prize, Taurus. Nothing wrong with having a one-track mind of the Queen of Pentacles. It's serving you because you're seeing it clear. If you let yourself see it clearly, you're seeing it clearly. So keep your sights on the Queen of Pentacles. You will get to be the Queen of Pentacles, or you will help the Queen of Pentacles if it's about someone outside of you. But you need the fire to get there. You need your fire to get there. So don't forget that. Overall, we have Turtle. There's a pacing energy with this too. Yeah, it's not a sprint. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. There's patience. Thank you. Whew, so many things. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. Be patient. There's going to be moments of frustration here because you have to maintain your fire while keeping your focus on earth. Those two elements don't exactly jive together all the time. But you need to hold on to both while also honoring what direction you're being pulled in, the natural way to accomplishing this, while also honoring your skills and your talents and not losing sight of that either. It's kind of juggling a lot of little parts here, but pace pace and be patient, and trust that you're going the right way here, that you're doing the right thing, but you need to honor it and don't lose the roar. All right, we're gonna go and get into part 2. If this is where we depart, I hope this was helpful for you and insightful for you, and if I see you over on the other side, see you in a couple seconds. Okay, bye, Taurus.